never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a
Good evening, all you sexy silver stackers out there. What did you guys think about my new intro? I worked on that earlier today. We got a little 3-minute intro to get us all squared away. I have this bot that's supposed to work on the timing of things, and it totally failed. But I hope you guys have a great day. Engage with the poll, hit the like button, hang out here. Really, all we're going to do is just talk about the markets. Might be a daily thing. It might be like every other day, every 2 days. Depends on the news cycle. If there's stuff to talk about, I'll go live a little bit more often. This is my bread and butter, guys. This is how I kind of grew my original YouTube channel, was just doing live streams, talking. I had a face cam. I might bring back the face cam because I don't know why not. But yeah, this was just this is the way I like to do. I like to be engaged and direct and live and going over things in real time as they're important and making an impact on people's lives. So I did get some new pickups today. This is actually an old bar. This is an old copper shined up bar. This is a kilo. If you want to put into perspective what I ended up buying, I put a post out there that said I may have done something stupid. Yeah. Anyway, let's say I have some hellos y'all here. We got Blue Collar Stacker coming in early saying hello. Thanks for being here, brother. And Paying Stockpiles. Appreciate both of you guys chatting it up. So we're gonna go over some of the Kitco pricing. See how just see how the week ended up. I think we've discovered a new sort of horizontal trading, which is good. I actually have been talking about that for a while. That's something that I wanted to see here, was a little bit more steadiness in the market. I'm not a big fan of these 10% ups and 5% downs and all that kind of stuff going on. So I'm happy to see some parallel trading. You know what I mean? Horizontal pathway trading here. What's going on, Robert? Thanks for stopping in. Designs by JVL. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Nice alien skull. Also, thanks Pang Stockpiles for being a channel member and dropping some of those emotes out there. So yeah, so here we go. What we got here is just straight up 10.8 pounds of poured copper, I guess. I got it from somebody who was recycling copper wiring, and what did he call it? Man, he called it something else, like copper truss or something. I don't know. I'm not into the recycling forging thing, but anyway, this is a pretty you know, it's beautiful. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll have to figure out a way to get the light to reflect it or a better picture, but this is a beautiful bar. This one's nice and shiny and polished and all that stuff, reflective. You can like see through it. It's great, right? And then you've got this one, which is this, like, I don't know. This is just an absolute, it's like a mesmerizing metal. I'm staring at it. There's like all these just deep colors and flakes, and it just, I don't know. Maybe I'm geeking out about a piece of copper for no reason. But anyway, this is 10.8 pounds of copper. I don't have its purity. It's not stamped. So what I'm probably going to do, what's up, Mustard and Biscuits? What I'm probably going to do is just stamp it as the weight and copper and leave it at that, because I don't know the purity. I was looking up ways to test it with different electrical diodes or water, water displacement testing, or even some acid tests. So I will probably try to test it at some point, see if I can't figure out exactly what it was, or maybe if I can find somebody with an XRF machine that can like scan it and give me some indication there. But that'd be cool. So anyway, we are gonna talk about copper a little bit later today. I'm not gonna get into it too deep, but these are some new pickups, guys. I wanted to share with you as well before we get into spot prices and stuff. I just picked up this beautiful. Hold on, we got to do it justice. Let's get it out of the condom here. One second. Okay, got it out. I don't want to scratch this thing up because it's a ultra high relief from Intaglio Mint. I bought this thing because I love this draped bust coin, but the reality is getting these, in a nice condition in the old, the old 1800s half dollars. It's many thousands of dollars to get a nice copy. So I bought this from the Intaglio Mint. It's a 1 ounce high relief, super high relief coin, or ultra high relief, whatever it's called. Look at this deep dish edge here. What a beaut. What a beaut. And then of course right here, the United States of America. And then you got the 1 ounce fine silver Intaglio Mint at the bottom there. But I mean, absolutely. I don't know about what you guys think about this thing, but I mean, this is something that I think is probably the most beautiful coin design that they actually created ever. And Walking Liberty's close up there. Flowing Hair's close up there, but draped bust, man, just a really nice design there. So we got one of these guys. Ultra high relief. Yep, there we go. We'll put that away. And then the other thing we picked up are, let me get this in its protection real quick, because I know I'll probably forget where it is and scrape it onto the copper or something crazy. Get back in there. Whoop. Okay, we're good. We're back. And then I picked up, which I got to add these to my tracker, but we got 9 more barbers here of varying quality and shape. So I'll pull each of these out. We'll check it out. But yeah, we got 9 more barber half dollars. I got more stuff. I think I got, I can't even remember. I've got more halves on the way to the P.O. box tomorrow. But yeah, we got these 9 halves. And then I picked up this. This came in the mail for me right here. The Barber or Liberty Head type half dollar. I haven't taken it out of the packaging yet, but I just got this in today. So we're going to officially start our Barber half dollar album. Since we've got a lot of the way along with the Franklins, we got a very long way. We've already come a long way in the Liberty Walkers, and now we've got the Barber as well. So this is going to be awesome. We're going to get that book started up. I'll let you guys know what coins I have. Obviously we got these to start us here, and we'll keep going. But really, that's all the new pickups for today. We got some more stuff coming. To be quite frank, I've been actually trying to purchase coins on eBay, and I'm getting outbid by everybody now. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, but I think people will figure it out on their own. But I've been a big advocate for people to look for deals, especially for the 90% on eBay. And I'm getting like outbid. I'm not even getting outbid by a little bit, guys. I'm getting outbid by like 10, 15%. In some cases, like 5 to 10% above spot. So I'm not interested at these prices for 90% anyway. So I'll let the people take the deals. Oh, these are my other barbers that I have already. So we're gonna add these all to this tube, and then we'll obviously add it to the book once we get done with that. But yeah, I'm not interested at those prices anyway for 90%. I want 90% almost consistently. I'd like to get it at under 10% under spot. That's my target. That's where I set my max bids and everything. So I know that if I win any coins at all, then I'm winning them because they are they're a great price. You know what I mean? So that's the big thing I'm looking for there. Let's go ahead and make a quick switch here, if you don't mind. I want to check this out with you. Not that page. Actually, I wanted to go to, I don't know about y'all, but I'm having issues with Kitco loading today. It's kind of weird. Like when I do Kitco, I get this weird, I don't know what happened. It's like their entire CSS or something went off the screen. But let's go ahead and talk about where we closed. I believe this is the close, right? So market close for gold, 4,330, up about a 0.25%. Silver had a crazy day. I want to pull out the charts in a little bit for silver. Silver was up and then down and up and then down and up and then down. It was nuts, man. But really, I just think that was something that we should pay attention to, is what's going on with silver here. But I am okay with it. I really am, because I think that it signals that we can, we've got the whole COMEX increasing the margin requirements. We've got China's restrictions happening. And to see some sort of stabilization in the midst of all that, I think it's actually a fairly good sign. But we don't want to drop below 70, because that could start to signal like a bearish momentum if we break through these support levels. So anyway, we'll get into that. But silver 72.77, not bad. It was definitely like 71.50 earlier in the day, in the evening, and then it kind of rallied back up a little bit there. Platinum had a pretty decent day, up almost 4%, 21.44. Palladium 16.18. About 8.8%. And I don't really follow Rhodium, but Rhodium has been doing some really crazy stuff. I think it was around $8,000 not that long ago, and it just kind of keeps just randomly getting these big $200-$300 swings, $500 swings out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on with that, but hey, we just kind of we gotta ride the ride. I don't really deal in that stuff anyway, so not that big of a deal to me. I also saw this article. What do you guys think about this? Yeah, something is really wrong with Kitco, or I don't know what happened. I had to figure out like why this page is so weird. But what do you guys think about this image here? The message that this article is that basically silver, platinum, and palladium are, look at this like AI generated stuff on official articles. Anyway, that these things are trading like crypto volatility and meme stocks, essentially. So that's an interesting concept. I was reading through this article a little bit, and in some ways, I actually do agree with what the author is trying to say. Yeah, man, look at this websites are all messed up. In some ways, I do kind of agree with what they're saying. Like it's a culmination of a lot of things. A lot of people are on holiday. Senior traders are off the desks. I mean, I don't know about that, because a lot of this stuff is kind of like automated, but I think the CME is just trying to keep an orderly flow to the markets. So the idea that they're increasing these margins, this author is saying that basically he feels that we're trying to, not we're, but the COMEX is trying to flush out like the heavy speculators, basically kind of like the crypto bro traders that come in and out, and they buy it up, they buy it down. They're just trying to make $1 off of it. Feels like I guess the positive side, they're trying to flush those out. But anyway, when you have a $7 move in silver, think about in monetary terms what that means. Even the clearing houses, they're internally raising their margins. You're looking at the CME side, but on the FCM side, those are the ones that are clearing the customers who are trading. The interactive brokers, the StoneX's, the interactive brokers, these guys are all raising their margins internally for their clients. They don't want them going in and blowing out or something like that, just saying, hey, it's like a video game. So this person really thinks that a lot of the volatility that we're seeing are just new players entering the precious metals market, particularly silver, platinum, and palladium. And they're just going ham, trading these assets on the commodities, buying contracts and selling contracts. And so they're trying to protect their sort of seasoned rich boy club, you know, and that happens in most of these big circles. I feel like. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that there's any validity? Obviously, you haven't read the whole article, and I'm not sure that anybody wants me to sit here and read through this entire article, but do y'all think there's any validity towards this idea that there's more going on right now than just simply the macro level, industrial level stuff, saying that there's a lot of, you know, potential, I guess a lot of potential shortages in the supply for, you know, contracts going to delivery and industrial demand? I know that's definitely a huge part of it, but I do feel like with the volatility, the extreme volatility, that there's some other player going in there and kind of messing things up for the big wigs who want their slow and steady gains and profits. Yeah, the miners aren't selling it. The S&P is up 17%, and the gold mining stocks are up 125, 130%. It's probably even more at year end, but they're not going to be selling. They're sure if you start hedging, we will sell the stock. So they understand all they do is hedge enough to keep production going, payrolls, things like that. They want the price appreciation. That's why people are buying their stock. Definitely the miners. I mean, I kind of like closed a position in a miner just today because I felt like they've run up a lot, and I might need to start looking for new places to put money. Again, nothing here is financial advice, but one place that I am kind of looking is I'm looking at sort of oil, crude oil, and oil refinement, because I feel like that's the area that's being artificially suppressed down through different people's actions and, you know, requirements. And I don't know. I just feel like it should be higher than it is, especially with like kind of like conflicts on multiple fronts and a lot of things going on, and, you know, trade issues with the ASE or whatever. And anyway, we'll see. All the tariffs and all that stuff. We'll see what happens. TFT. Ant of Egypt, welcome back. Thanks for being here, buddy. We're just kind of going over some quick news. And I had this article up earlier that I lost it. I can try to pull it up while we're talking here. Let me go back to the coin. Yeah, we're on the coin screen here. I had another article up earlier that I wanted to talk about too. The idea was, you know, like 5 major things that happened in 2025 that had pretty large impacts on the metals. And one you could say was kind of like the, you know, the trading tariffs and such, and the turmoil and confusion with that caused a little bit of economic, I guess, abatement or hesitancy to jump all in, and kind of people look for other places to put their money. We obviously have now at the end of the year, the Chinese restricting exports, even if they weren't like a massive exporter to us and everything, but it's going to be a large impact. We have the COMEX increasing the margin calls at the end of the year. So a lot of this stuff was in the year. And then really it's just the Federal Reserve also, you know, moving off of what's it called? Quantitative tightening. And they've already really begun quantitative easing. If you look at the treasuries that they're purchasing, the Federal Reserve is purchasing, they have started to increase by like, I think it was 46 billion in the last couple weeks here or whatever it was. So they are starting to buy. What's up, Boston Games? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. So there's a lot going on, I would say, that is impacting the metals market in a upward valuation way. Oh, there goes all the barbers. And I wonder how much of that is priced into the market already, or if there's going to be a situation that a lot of people talk about that, hey, this is just the start. I hear that on almost every video I make where I discuss this idea of, you know, what's going to happen in the metals markets and whether or not I'm buying or selling silver, which, I mean, that's kind of a question I have for you guys right now, really, is who out there is actually still buying silver? Are you buying at the same rate that you were buying? Are you buying more or less? Or did you change what types of silver you buy? Like, I have all these questions for people. But what I hear the most from every video that I make about this subject is there's always comments. This is just the start. Silver's been suppressed for decades and decades. The you know, the prices are never reflecting true demand. and that we're going to see prices go to 100, 200, even 1,000. Like, I hear these things every single day. I don't know if you guys hear them too, if you're involved in forums or chat rooms or whatever it may be, but it's something that nobody really knows the answer to. But coming from the stock market background, I feel like when you have massive run-ups, those typically happen before like the real news comes out. You get what I'm saying? So those things, those run-ups are kind of like they're the insiders with information making their plays. Yeah? They're deciding for themselves like, hey, this is what's coming. You know, they probably got an illegal insider information from somebody who, you know, they put money in their pockets for a political campaign or something, and they know what's going on, and then they make all these moves, and then the rest of the world starts to learn about that stuff after the fact. Which, if that's the case, then we would say that like all this stuff has already been priced into the market at like that 75 range. We did have the bump up to 84, but I mean, who here actually bought or sold at 84? I'm pretty sure I bought something at 84 because I bought something every single day of December. That was one of my like non-verbal goals. Is I had an order for every single day in December for silver and or gold, and obviously copper too. But copper is more just having fun. Like in my mind, I'm like, if copper ever gets to the point where it's like silver, you know, it's valued at like $20, $30 a pound. Well, having like 50 pounds of copper, which isn't that big of a deal, then I'm set. Get what I'm saying? So you know, it's just kind of one of those things we can set it and forget it. Gotcha is saying that you've switched to bars only now, not 90%. So, Gotcha, you're saying that you switched basically from 90% to bars only. Paying stockpiles, you're saying that you're buying the same silver, but you are buying less than you were. Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean, you know, it's just, I don't think anybody has the right answer. I can understand switching to bullion, especially if you were maybe all in on 90% or something. You had a heavy stack of 90% silver, and then you found out that they are not going to actually you know, take 90%, or they're taking it, you know, 15, 20% back of spot, and you need to get something that you can be able to trade and sell if you need to. I get that completely. I'm the opposite. I actually had plenty of generic bullion rounds and bars and silver eagles and Britannias and all that kind of stuff. And so because I had so much of that, I've actually switched to the 90%, which is why I've got these barbers and things, because I wanted to pick up something that was pretty much cheaper. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer there. TFT said same for December, January. I bought at 62 and at 66. Okay. I'm still getting silver with the higher prices. I'm keeping to the budgeted allotment each month, dollar cost averaging. Okay, so you're buying once a month or so, you're saying? Yeah, I mean, I bought on every single high and every single dip in December. When you buy every single day, you hit every single number. So I did increase my average, you know, cost per ounce over that period. But I also sold some silver bullion to basically reinvest in other types of silver that I wanted to collect that was more important to me, as well as into some gold, because I was very, very low on gold. I had like 1 ounce, and I felt like, you know, if I wanted to get serious about this, I need to really dig up to closer to like that, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 ounces of gold. And so that's what I'm working on now. I'd like to get to the point where gold and silver are closer to 50-50. And with the GSR, which I guess I can show the GSR here. Let's go back over to the browser cam. And with the GSR sitting here at, what is it, 59.43. We had that dip down to 54 at one point, right around here. It was like 54, 55, correct? 56.90 it says for the day close. That makes sense. On December 30th. It looks like we are on a trend to get to 55 or 50. And I feel like as we keep going lower, I'm just going to keep using that as an opportunity to sort of trade, right? Trade my silver into gold. And then if we ever get back up to that point where we're in the 70s or 80s of the GSR, I will probably shift back to going all in on silver and then postpone the gold until it shifts back, or, you know, buy a little bit. I did buy 4 pieces of gold this week. So once those are in, I will show some of those. I also have another piece of gold that I'm trying to win an auction on. So I could be getting in close to another 3/4 ounces, I think is what the total would be. It's either 3/4 or close to an ounce of total gold coming soon. Ali Chavary, what's going on? Thanks for being here. 2 5-ounce coins and 2 1/10 gold coins for the month already. 5-ounce silver coins or 5-ounce gold coins. That'd be nuts. That'd be crazy. That'd be a big purchase, Lee, if you got that much going on there. But yeah, I like the 1/10 gold coins right now. You can find quite a bit of them at a pretty fair price with very little premium. All of them except the American Gold Eagle. Like the American Gold Eagle is the 1/10 has quite the premium still on it, but the other ones seem to be okay. Hey, Garrett Christensen, Hal, thanks for being here. Appreciate you hopping in here. So yeah, the GSR, you know, I was that guy who was saying I felt like 65 to 60 was like the low point. We'll see. You know, time will tell. Give us another month or two to see if I was right or wrong. Obviously, it's not 65 right now, but we could always have a dip and then come back up. Gold could run up a little bit more. Silver could fall, right? There's a lot of combinations that can happen that can push us back to the 65 pretty quickly. But if we do end up still going into the 50s and 40s, I mean, I've got people telling me, hey, Dragoon, it's going to be, you know, 17 to 1 soon or 30 to 1 soon. Just keep holding. Don't do anything. It's going to keep going lower. I'm like, hey, sure, I'm with you. I don't have a problem with it. But when I look at it, just based on like the, you know, couple multi-year chart, I don't know how soon it would get there. So I'll probably just play it slowly. Like every, you know, if it gets to 55 and sustains there, maybe I take, hey, Matt Winch, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you being here, Matt. You're always kind in all the chats that I see you in. Appreciate you. But if it gets like 55 and it stays there for a few days, what I'll probably do, hey, Matt, thanks for subscribing. What I'll probably do at that point is just trade like enough silver for half an ounce of gold. So that'll be around what, 27 ounces. So once we do that 27 ounces, we'll be good to go. And yeah, I think I heard 2 alerts. I lost my train of thought in the middle of that because it sounded like it was duplicating itself for some reason. I'm trying to understand why it did that. I don't see a reason. But thanks for being here. What's up, Jonathan Bowers? Thanks for popping in as well. That's my plan to play for the GSR right now. We'll see if it plays out. I don't know. Right. We just got to figure this out as we go. How do you guys like this gigantic copper bar, man? I actually really do like it. I ordered a stamping kit and I'm going to stamp it with, because I don't know the purity yet. I was researching it a little bit. It sounds like it could be anywhere from like 0.96 all the way to 0.9995. But because I don't know, I'm just going to stamp it with the weight and that it's copper. And then if I ever get an actual real purity test, then I'll go back and I'll stamp like the purity on there. I don't know. Yeah, it just feels weird. But we got that. And just to show you the perspective here, this is a kilo. Okay. That's a kilo. That's a kilo on the top. And that's what I bought. So if that tells you anything about how big this sucker is, that is a whopping 10.8 pounds of copper bullion right there, recycled. So I bought it from a recycler, and I think it was pretty cool. And I only paid. I'm sure you guys are all wondering. You can take a guess in the chat, and I'll tell you if you're right. But you can guess how much I paid per pound for this. But I think you'll be surprised. I do think you'll be surprised. Hey, I appreciate it. You like the bar? Cool bar, nice. Yeah, awesome. You guys caught up. Make sure I got everybody. I don't think I missed anybody. But yeah, we definitely have a GSR right now that is, I think, in favor of. I think we have a GSR that is definitely in favor of gold being my primary metal that I'm buying. But if we, it's hard because around from like 60 to 70 GSR, and I guess I should say 60 to 80. From 60 to 80 GSR, I feel like that's like the neutral zone. And it's pretty much buy whatever you want. Silver, gold, whatever's the best price, the best deal, under spot kind of things. Or if you see a good deal, buy it, pounce on it, right? Above 80, I feel like I'm all in on silver. I might as well just buy all silver and then wait for it to come back down to the 60 below. And if it's below 60 here, like it is now, then that's when I would refocus on more gold and or possibly trading some of the silver that I bought up higher into gold. What I don't do is I personally don't trade my gold for, for silver. I like to just hold my gold. Okay, we got some good guesses in here. $100 million, just a bit outside. Mustard and biscuits, no, not quite $100 million. I wish I had enough. You know, if I had $100 million to put into a 10-pound copper bar, I would totally do it. Why not, right? It would be a lot more than 10 pounds, I guess. $15 per pound, I'm assuming, right? If I got this for $15 total, that would actually be a really killer deal. I did have to buy it for somebody else though. $8 per pound, close. My guess is $60 for that bar. So Wholesome is around $6 per pound. It actually cost me like $10.90 or something per pound. So it was $109 shipped. So I'm pretty happy with that. I know it's double the price of copper, but again, this isn't a. I guess nobody knows what I'm talking about without if I don't show the coins. But the thing about it is it's just 10 pounds. I also have 34 pounds of copper pennies, which are obviously 95% copper. So I have the 34 pounds plus this 10 pounds plus whatever pounds of this is. So we've got like, you know, I feel like if copper ever does make its run up, you know, I'm in a good spot with it to essentially not have to worry about it anymore. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know that I believe that copper will do anything crazy, because like if I look at the 10-year chart, like that's on a steady increase. That's not bad, right? To go from $2 to almost $6. In most of our worlds, you know, tripling your money is a good deal. So I look at this kind of like, okay, well, if in the next 6 to 10 years it doubles again, right? Like I'm break even, and then who knows? I don't know. You get one point. Like it's not that big of a deal to me. It's just some kind of fun little whimsical thing to buy. But it's got potential. I mean, copper's obviously going to be used, but it's also like pretty easily available. It's recycled like crazy. All sorts of like things that kind of keep the supply flowing. But yeah, like there's a world where copper, I feel like copper could be, and this is per pound, right? Silver is freaking per ounce. Imagine a day where we just get to, you know, I don't even know, $2 per ounce. And in this, all of a sudden, you know, this stuff would be really good. I hope that one day they do make a change and say, oh, what's up? Did I say hello? Vegas Stacker, $420? No, not quite. Wholesome One, how's it going? Thanks for being here. I think I caught you guys. Copper is a solid investment. Yeah, I mean, obviously my primary is gold and silver, but I figure, and I have a little bit of platinum, and I've got copper now. I'm not sure how much more I need to stretch out after that. I don't know. We'll see. It's an increase all the time, but it's shadowed by silver and gold, so then no one talks about it. Yeah, I've heard quite a few channels talk about copper to the point where I'm like, you know what? If it were to pick up momentum ever, even if like traders were like, let's imagine just traders jumped into copper and like pushed it up, you know, $3, $4, $5, that would be kind of exciting. Where do you sell your copper at, Mark the Surfer? I can't answer that because I've never sold copper before. I would sure as hell, I would not be taking it to a scrap yard or anything like that, because they're going to give you like nothing for it. The reality is here, let me switch back over to the copper bar here. The reality for me, Mark the Surfer, is if I were to actually try to sell this big bar, what I would probably do is I would chop it up into, let's say, 20 half-pound bars or cubes or whatever they would be. And then I would melt those down into 1 ounce bars or 1 ounce rounds, and I would probably just sell them off as like self-poured 1 ounce rounds on peer-to-peer or eBay or something like that. Does that make sense? Or at like a coin show or a thrift show or or a yard sale type thing. I would just chunk it out bit by bit slowly and have fun with it, and like, I don't know, just enjoy it. This is not something that this is not anywhere near my, get rich portfolio. This is just something to have for fun. It'll probably end up for the rest of its life being some sort of paperweight on a library shelf, or a cool display with other interesting pieces that I have that I can display, like the old George Washington bust and stuff, around a record player or something, in a library room. That's probably where it's going to ultimately end up. But if I had to, I'd chop it up and melt it down and turn it into something else, if that makes sense. 0.37 ounce per, yeah, exactly. So I actually have a conversion guide that I built for my community here, and I actually do track it all right here. So all you gotta do is just obviously change a spot price here, and then everything gets converted for you. I can see how much per ounce. I can see how much. Let me maximize it for you guys. I can just real quickly see ounceage, how much each copper cent is worth. And then I do the same thing for like all of these other things. So if I go 72.50 or whatever it is right now, I can go to silver and I can see my conversions for all my silver, gold, platinum, etc., etc. You guys get the point. But I just built this sheet and I just shared a copy of this sheet with the public for the community. So it's out there. You chop it up unless you had somebody that would, yeah. If somebody like Garrett, if somebody was like, hey, copper's, $40 a pound, I'll buy your 10-pound bar for $400 or somewhere in that range, I would probably do it. My assumption is that people probably don't want a 10-pound chunk of copper, but maybe I'm wrong. I wish the camera and the lights were doing it justice. It feels weird. It feels weird talking about copper and being excited about it, but like, I don't know how to explain. Can you see the color depth? It's like this reddish pink with like silver flaking throughout it. Like, I've never seen a chunk of copper look like that cool. It's something about how large I think the flat surface area is. Like, I've seen obviously copper wiring cut in like a, inside a wire, a thick gauge wire. But this just has a really cool color look to it. Like, this is cool too, but this is almost like a brass, orangish color. This is like this like rose pink, really, oh crap, I gotta watch out for my I almost smashed this with that kilo. I want to move that out of the way. But yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really nice. And I don't know. So what's everyone doing with the jar of pennies they have? Well, nothing yet. I actually like have a ammo can that is full of 95% copper pennies. And I just haven't done anything with it because I'm waiting for the government to make it legal for us to melt that stuff down. You pay $125 for it? No, it's too early. It's too early. I can't do it. Pal Harry Tongue, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Excel docs are all the rage. ECS, what's going on? Hey, this is a Google Sheet, sir. Google Sheets, not Excel docs. Yeah. But I have it. The primary use that I get out of this Excel doc is actually the pre-33 gold price adjustments. That's really what I care about the most right here, so that I can quickly like search deals online. I can go, okay, I'm buying a $5. How many ounces was that again? Oh yeah, it's that much. I got it. Oh, how much is the 2.5? Okay, it's that much. I hate having to look up. I don't memorize crap like this. I never have memorized stuff like this in my life because I don't know. I guess I got a small brain and I can't keep a lot of stuff in there. But if something I can look up very quickly and easily, I just write it down and I never have to think about it again. I got 95 rolls of copper cents and wheats. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. I literally have 34 pounds of copper pennies that I paid $6 per pound for 95% copper pennies. So my average cost per pound of copper, if I ever were to get to the point where I can melt it down and stuff and do stuff with it, would only be, I guess, around like $7 if I melted everything down. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. And by the way, I'm not advocating for people to stack copper, just to be clear. I just got this in today and I'm having fun showing it off. Okay, I just enjoy showing this big ass chunk of copper. Penny Scout, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. I went out to eat and hardly ever do that. I can't even breathe correctly right now. Oh, you got a big old meal, huh? Yeah, the portion sizes are huge. Platos Cave escapee. What? Did you really escape a cave? That's crazy. What's going on, big dog? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Appreciate everybody hopping in and saying hellos. Thank you. We're just kind of, this is something I'm probably going to do I'm probably going to start doing it like every 2 to 3 days. And when we pick up momentum, we have a lot of energy behind it, I'll probably switch to doing it daily. I like live streams more than I like making videos, to be quite frank. But videos are a good way to kind of like have everlasting things that people can watch again. But yeah, Kitco is foobarred. That's all I know right now. I don't know. Is Kitco working for you guys? Because it's really bad for me. Really bad for me. Yeah, we went over some of the reasons we think, silvers have had this little bit of a beat up. I had to restart my coin collection 2 years ago, sold my collection to move to Colorado, then moved back after a year. Oh, that's a lot of moving, man. That's expensive. That is expensive. Brick cheek copper hits different. Brick cheek copper. I've never heard of that emerald. I'll have to check them out. I'm sure there's a lot of cool copper out there. I do like copper rounds. I just can't stomach paying like $2-3 for a 1 ounce round. I understand that there's like manufacturing costs and premiums associated with it. It's just not for me. I think it looks like this was given to me for free from SD Bullion. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen. It's all right. But I can't stomach. So yeah, copper has a very good chart. What's the 25-year? Whoa. Okay, I'm not going to subscribe to you guys. But the one thing I noticed about copper is it has these like crazy downward trends, like out of nowhere too. So if you look, you'll see this, it'll run up, it'll have like this run up, and then it has like a very drastic downward. And you see this all the time with copper. Look at it. Look at these. Which I guess isn't that big of a deal as long as you are like, ultimately you're going up in that upward top right direction. You're fine. You're happy with that. But maybe we're going to have another drastic pullback soon. If we hit like $6 or $6.25, I bet we have another drastic pullback down to like $4.50, $5. And then maybe we go all the way up. So you are getting errors on Kitco too. Okay. So it's not just me. Cause I mean, look at my Kitco. Like somebody did a push to production or something expired on the 1st for Kitco. And look at this site, man. This site looks like 1990s, 8-year-old with an HTML book was just going to work. This is rough. But yeah, here we go. I guess. I mean, I don't know what happened. This beast got messed up. When buying gold or silver, I get my LCS to throw in copper round. Oh, that's actually, Lisha, that's actually a really good idea. I need to keep that in mind one day. It's just be like, hey, got any add-ons that you can throw in with this order? I was looking into something that I never in my life thought I would look into fractional silver. Now, 90% this is my fractional silver in reality terms, right? $50 and all that stuff. But I was looking into 1/10 ounce coins, 1/4 ounce coins, 1/2 ounce coins to try to find some that there was some sort of like a reasonable premium on them. I found some really cool stuff, like the Incuse Indian head design from the gold coin, from the US gold coin in 1/10 ounces. And then I had this thought. Hear me out. All right, hear me out. I had this thought that what if I had 100 1/10 ounce Incuse Buffalo silver rounds, and I put them in this giant bag or something. I have this gigantic bag. My camera's too tight for y'all to see how big this bag is. I was thinking, what if I filled this bag up with 1/10 ounce silver coins? That would sound really cool. It would look really cool. It's extremely fractional. So if silver ever does go to $100, $200 an ounce, it actually makes sense. But then I looked at the price and I said, oh, hell no, we are not doing that. Yeah, Pow Harry Tongue. I might just go with, honestly, I might just stick with the $50 because I already have like 400 plus of these guys. And we're going to try to get to thousands and hundreds of thousands over the next, I don't even know. Oh man, sorry about that. Motion in the ocean, boys. I'm going to try to ultimately get to like 100,000 $50 in my life. So I'm going to fill these bags with $50 at some point. But I was thinking that would be kind of cool to have some like really pretty silver rounds, all sparkly and shiny. And anyway, no, the dream died when I saw the pricing on that stuff. It was ridiculous. Jay Bowers, they might have contracted site dev to whoever the military uses. You know, they probably do have a contract for their website maintenance or something, and they probably canceled that contract. And the guy is like, all right, fine, deploy to prod, taking away, I'm deleting all your CSS files, deploy it to prod. I don't know what is going on this thing, but I mean, we could debug it if you guys want, but I think we're good, right? That is really wild. This thing got really jacked up. I'm sure there's a source not loading if I really wanted to dig into it, either JavaScript or CSS file not loading. But anyway, you guys don't care about software development right now. Add those to the copper bar. I'll be at 150. Garrett, you're not going to murk me. Okay. You're not murking me. Was that, Lily Jedi? Is that it? Lily Jedi. Nice to be here. Thanks for having, nice to have you here. That's what I'm trying to say. Thanks for being here. Lily Jedi. My fam just referred to you and I'm telling you other friends and fam. What? Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I don't know who recommended you come in and hang out with us, but tell them thanks for enjoying the channel. Yeah, Mercury Dimes probably are the play. Penny, Kitco is the physical market and goes off bid price. Comex is paper market and goes off futures prices. That is what I heard. Didn't hear from fact, but incredibly credible informer. Yeah, so Comex, so Kitco gives a bid and an ask price. Basically looks like this, right? You get a bid and an ask. The bid is basically what people are offering to buy at, and the ask is what people are offering to sell at. And that margin in between, that $2 in between, it'd be like the spread or the margin of which traders can kind of like, you know, wheel and deal and make money off of. So there's always like this little spread. But yeah, when I reference whenever I reference metals, I go by the bid price because this is what someone is actually willing to sell at. Does that make sense? Yeah. You got it. You got it. I know what I'm doing for that pouch show I made, and it's similar to that plan. Okay, awesome, man. Let me know, Penny, what you end up doing. I feel like if paying stockpiles is here, maybe I should dedicate one of these pouches to like 9mm or 5.56. Now 5.56 is a little too sharp. I need something a little bit more rounded edges here. 9mm or 10mm or something would be nice. I'll do a poucho full of ammo and just hang it from the wall. You know, we'll see what happens. How you doing, MAGA America C4X? Thanks for hopping in. Appreciate you. You see what I did there, nickels and dimes? What did I do? I did nothing, man. I'm innocent. I did nothing. I did nothing. But yeah, look at this freaking copper bar. We got enough of that? We got enough of this? Copper bar is nuts. It's crazy. All right, so we covered the GSR 59.43. Honestly, looking at silver's price, it's hard right now. I love using Kitco. I hate using these charts, but if I were to look at this price chart, I'm not a fan of this chart. I should go get like Yahoo Finance or something, or TradeView. If I'm looking at this, then I am actually very happy. I know we had that great day where we peaked up there at 84, but I'm very happy to see that we are now trading for a few days in this whole 76 to 71 range. What I do not want to see, what I really do not want to see, how do I have lines on every chart I touch? I have lines. Have y'all noticed that? This would be like the mayday point for me, right? Do not go below this 71. I do not want to see us close below that line. I really don't. If I do, my sentiment for this might change to be a little bit, it's all, I mean, we're talking the short term, guys. Long term, I think we're all good long term. I don't think we have to care like at all about long term. Where I think we're all going to be happy. Even if we dip back down for a period of time, I think it'll ultimately, like, you know, inflation in debasement is going to cause it to go up. But right now we're kind of like stuck in this little channel, right? 76. What we'd really like to see is us to continue to bounce off the support level here at 71. We've hit it a few times now, so we've tested it like 3 or 4 times. That's awesome. We just don't want to see it go below. We don't want to see it break through and close for a day or two down there. That would be a kind of a, I bet we could even start to see the, you know, the 200-day, like even start to kind of bend down to the negative a little bit if we saw it go too far down. So we don't want to see that. But if we do, for some reason, in the next couple of weeks, break out the top side here, that's going to be extremely bullish for us, and we can be excited right now. So that's kind of what I'm looking at and kind of holding tight. I'm holding steady, you know, like until we determine what silver's going to do. But if you think about it, it's still pretty impressive that we're even able to play around in this range right now with the amount of like negative pressure that we've had with the end of year, the whole dead week idea of like people not really trading at the end of the year. They're selling off things. They're locking in their valuations, right? And then we've got the COMEX pressures of, you know, the huge margin increases. We've got the China's export, which China's export is actually a positive pusher. The other ones are negative. And we've balanced out. We could have very easily, if this were the past, like, you know, the 2011 and stuff, we could have very easily seen a 30% dip or a 50% dip on just what they did in the COMEX, no other pressures. So that's good. Forbidden Planet, what's going on? 777. People get tired of me saying it, but for silver to reach the same level it did in 1980, it has to hit 206 or more. Forbidden Planet, I'm perfectly okay with you talking about that. Here's the big difference, though, guys. So we want to use those time frames, right? That's perfectly fine. Go for it. I can't even go that far back on this chart. Can we? No. The thing is, though, is you're measuring that from its peak in 1980. So it's inflation adjusted high ever. Like that was an all-time high, crazy anomaly, super high peak that crashed like 80% right after that. So are you telling me that you want silver to go to $206 and then crash like back down to like 50? Because otherwise, I would say the better way to do it is measure it based on its average, its annual average price, and then inflation adjust based off of its averages, not off the one-time all-time peak high. Because you leave yourself open for like getting absolutely crushed if you do that. And it's the same thing with 2011, right? Like, do we really is this where we want to be on the chart, guys? Right here? Relative to 2011? I don't know about you, but like, I absolutely do not. Like, I would rather us be like right here and we're hitting our all-time highs in 2026 and we're like down here in this part of the chart. So that's what I get concerned with. Forbidden, you're saying it will go much further than 206. Oh, okay. I must have misunderstood you. I thought you were saying because a lot of people have been doing that. I've heard a lot of people do that on a lot of channels, a lot of big channels, and they literally take like the absolute highest peaks and they go, here's what the inflation adjusted, you know, price would be today. And then they do the same thing. And it's like, you guys realize that your point on the chart that you're using is followed by a cataclysmic collapse for decades. Like, do we really want to hype that up? I don't know. Do you get my point with that? I don't know. So I'm kind of concerned when I hear that. I'm going to make my own 11-gram sterling pour mini chunky bars. That is a lot of oxymorons going on there, Penny. 11-gram sterling pour mini chunky bars. 11 grams of sterling is 10 grams of silver because it's 0.925, right? You're making your own pours, pouring silver to fill your own poucho. That's an actually really, so you're basically doing like what Silver Dave does at the local Silver Mint. I don't know if you guys ever watch that channel. I enjoy that guy a lot. He's a character, baby. He is a character. And he makes those silver bits. So I think it would be cool to have like your own little like just 10,000 tiny, you know, 1/10 or 1/20th silver coins. But the manufacturing process for that is probably pretty tough, time consuming and difficult. It will go much further. That was 46 years ago. If you want to see the balance sheets of the villains who have held their foot on silver, take a look at banks ranked by derivatives. Hey, appreciate you, Forbidden. Have a great day. Thanks for your insight, and we will, you know, we'll keep looking into it. But yeah, we all know that the rich at the top they change the rules to make sure that they, you know, they get what they want, right? Always. That they always look out for number one. But yeah, we've got Kitco. The article, I didn't really read too much of the article, but essentially he's talking about this idea that silver could be being traded like a meme stock, essentially, or a Bitcoin meme stock, or a crypto meme stock. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, you know, we all have been pretty negative on the COMEX with this whole like 3-time margin increases, and we have all seen and heard kind of how it crushed the history of silver when it did do all-time highs and run up. I guess the question is going to be is it different this time? Is there enough industrial demand? Is there enough retail demand? Is there enough hype and excitement and supply deficit and all that stuff to push through that resistance and to just maintain new highs? You know, the chart is wicked. The chart is wicked. If you're looking at this, like, that's a great 1-year chart, super high spikes. But I do agree. I think long term, let's let things average out, because we need some of these little plays right there, right? Where we just have like a few months just going parallel. Let's have a few months going sideways, and then a run up, and then let's have another month or two going sideways, and then we'll have a run up. If we do that, I think we're going to be in for a very long bull run. If we dip below the 71 mark, which we were talking about earlier, I am concerned about dipping below 71. Yeah, so there we go. Kitco, the app works well. Okay, so the app is working, but website is down. All right. I like to use $1 face value as versus dollar per ounce as reference for inflation. Okay, that's interesting. There you go. That's actually not a bad idea, Wholesome, because you're like, oh, we were like 10x face, and now we're 57x face. That's quite a bit of inflation happening there, right? Like, I get your point. We're at 52 face right now with silver. So I mean, just in 2 years, right? Just 2 years, that went up quite a bit, really, if you think about it. $1.40 of 90% coins. Taiwan released a price increase for all computer motherboards due to increased silver price. Oh, I didn't know that. Is it Ogre? Ogre Migto? I didn't know that. That's cool. That's interesting. $1.40 in constitutional. Yeah, 9%. Yeah. Jimmy. Yeah, we're pretty familiar. We're pretty familiar with constitutional on this channel. I do order a lot of it. I own a lot of it. I like to play with it for sure. So yeah, this is going to be the kind of the new format, guys. The plan is to essentially do about roughly a 45-minute to an hour show pretty much nightly. Unless there's like a lot of crazy news, or if there's absolutely no news and there's nothing new to talk about, maybe we skip. But if there is some news at all, normally I'll try to bring up an article or two. We can talk about it. We can go through silver pricing, what we think's moving it, new pickups, new shiny stuff to look at. I mean, this beautiful copper bar here. That's my planned format. And I made a new starting soon screen or video. I hope you guys enjoy that. So I've been trying to put a little bit more love and attention into the channel to make it better and better. So I hope you guys are enjoying all of this stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about all that we can talk about today. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of awesome live streams out there. Oh, and next time we hang out together, I will start to have filled out my new Barber $50 book with all these different coins that I've picked up. I've got more on the way, and we'll start looking at just another recap. Here's that draped bust high relief that we just picked up as well. There she is. I love this coin. Such a nice coin. I've got some gold arriving this week and a couple more silver coins. So been constantly buying bits by bits by bits. I got some small gold and some bigger gold on the way. So I got my poucho and I want to fill up with 100 pieces of gold, and they can't all be 1 ounce coins. You know what I mean? I'm not made of that kind of money. I wish they could be, but I can't do it yet. So here we are. But yeah, appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me. Enjoy the show and come back next time and check us out. Again, this is supposed to be live so that we can engage and talk. And yeah, soon, I didn't even talk about that, but soon, guys, we're very close to 10,000 subscribers, which is, it's taken like 3-something years to get there. I really hope that I can get to 15,000 in 2026. That's kind of my goal. But yeah, man, be good. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Keep stacking up whatever metal you believe in is right for you at this time. Stack it up. Don't stop. Just get it bit by bit, and we'll see where these numbers go. We'll see. Colloidal silver nitrate is also getting more expensive. It's nice to have metal in the mail for sure. All right, guys, I appreciate you. I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro on the way out so you can watch the intro instead of the exit. Thanks for being here. Love you. God bless. Peace. Stacking on.